Hey there guys, Aldershot here. We're going to do another Warframe Beginner's Guide, and today we're going to touch on the Braton. Not the Braton MK1, which is the initial rifle that you start off as, but the Braton standalone that you'll purchase at the store for a mere 10,000 credits. You don't even have to build it, you just buy it right off the store. Alright, so it's pretty cheap. It'll probably be the first actual upgraded equipment that you'll get when playing through this game. So I figured, hey, I should probably cover it since this is a Warframe Beginner's Guide, and my targeted audience for the series will probably end up using it at some point in their game. So here we are talking about the Braton. So before I actually start discussing the build I have set up here, I want to mention that this is just my build. I kind of geared this towards DPS. Now everyone will play it a little bit differently and probably have a different opinion on what they think is the best build for this weapon. But you know, that's for them to say, and that's fine. There's absolutely, they're not wrong. That's for sure. Everyone plays a little bit differently. I'm just sharing my perspective and what I've noticed through playing the game and the such. Anyways, let's get right into it. Enough talk and stuff. So we're gonna start with. Oh, I should also mention that this brand is potatoed up. Okay, I guess you can call it supercharged it. To get more points and more use out of it. And I'll show you a build without the potato as well. So this is a build with a potato installed, so you'll have double the mod points available to you. So first off, we have split chamber. Multi-shot is extremely good. It's definitely going to be one of your higher DPS mods that's available to you for the Braton. Then of course we have serration, and this is obviously another good one for overall damage as it directly increases your damage. Then we have shred. The punch through can be good depending on the faction you're playing against, but we're mainly using it for the fire rate. Alright, because the faster fire rate means faster damage. Faster damage means more damage. And that's the same logic we have for speed trigger, which is a direct bonus to our fire rate. And then we have cryo rounds, because we are going to test this in Xeni, and Xeni currently is Corpus at the moment, and Corpus under damage 2.0 is somewhat weak to cold. It's a good way to take out their shields. So install the appropriate element mod against the faction that you're going up against. Right now it's Corpus, so I'm putting in freeze. And then we have a few points left over, so we're just going to throw in a fast hand for 5% reload speed. Now, as you can see, most of my mods are fully upgraded. I'm really one of those people who, when I do something or really like something, I like to see it at max potential. So that's why you can definitely fit in a couple extra mods if you like, but it will require you to either forma, which I don't really recommend for this gun. Really is just a stand-in until you get something better, or you can underlevel some of these mods like serration. And mostly serration probably doesn't need to be this high. Plus 75% even would have sufficed, and then you can put 2 more mods in here of your choice. Probably something along the lines of maybe an electric mod to give you magnetic against Corpus instead of just freeze, or maybe some reload and ammo capacity mods as well, as reducing your downtime from reloading will definitely also increase your DPS as well. So it all depends on how you play, really. So this is basically my build for a potatoed up Braton. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what it would look like without the potato. So we're at 60 points now, and without the potato we'll be at 30. So let's reduce our mods until we get around 30 or so. So we're probably not going to need this. We're going to have to sacrifice the elements. Let's see, we want this at 30, so we probably don't need shred. I think speed trigger would suffice. Oh, we're still down a little bit. Okay, so if this wasn't potatoed, I would probably put in a lower level serration. Not potatoing up your Braton might not be a terrible idea, to be completely honest, because you are probably going to want to upgrade this thing as soon as you find the parts and the blueprints for it. You can probably purchase the blueprints in the store, so not hard to find blueprints, but the parts anyways to make it. So that's what I would do. I would go with this build, speed trigger, and split chamber, I would definitely max level both of these, and then bring your serration down a bit. So bring it to maybe 100%, and that would probably bring it to 30. Alright, so there you go. And we're going to throw this back in for the tests, these mods here. And that's basically how we're going to build the Braton, at least, you know, to my liking. Everyone has their own way, and I completely respect that. I understand it. Everyone plays a little bit differently. So there you go. We will continue this video once we're in Xeni. Alright folks, we're making our way into Xeni now. So this is actually like my third or fourth attempt trying to film this, because I'm still having laptop issues where when I play games like Warframe, my laptop crashes, and that's pretty annoying. So basically, we're probably not going to finish all 5 rounds of Xeni. We're going to just talk about what I need to talk about on the Braton, and then call it quits there, in hopes of actually finishing this video. Something I didn't actually got to mention during the build was that the Braton stats are actually pretty even, pretty well balanced between the elements like slash, impact, pierce, and etc. So it's actually pretty suitable for any faction or any enemy faction you're going up against, as long as you know, build it the right way. And you know, we obviously built it towards Corpus since we are going up against Corpus. All right, so it is something to note. So it's definitely one of the advantages. I'm sure there's other weapons that has similar kind of overall stats as well. And it's probably going to be better than the Braton, but overall, I don't think the Braton's going to be that bad. So there we go, we're testing it out. So as you can see, with the proper build, and since it is supercharged, it only takes like a few shots to take down Corpus on Xeni. And Xeni's actually, you know, mid-high tier as far as planetary system goes, so that'll give you an idea of its capabilities. It's not super high tier, but it's definitely up there. So it's for sure usable, even on mid to higher end play. Again, as long as you build it right, you're probably going to have to supercharge it with a potato as well. I definitely wouldn't take it in here solo without a potato. Alright, so that's something to keep in mind. But as you can see, let's see how many shots to kill this guy. So yeah, about 3, and I definitely overshot him. I was just shooting him during his death animation. So about 3 or 4 shots to kill one of these Corpus guys, and probably around 2 to 3 to kill those flying sentries. So not too bad. Definitely usable if you're having a hard time, you know, looking for a weapon that you like. You build your Braton right and you supercharge it. It's definitely usable for quite a long time, as you can see. It's not really an underpowered weapon. Pretty decent considering that, you know, it is your first upgrade in Warframe, and there's only 10,000 credits to you know, attain in the store. You don't have to build it. You don't have to farm for the materials to get it. So that's actually pretty decent when you know, consider all of that kind of stuff. Something that the Braton's definitely going to have a little bit of weakness towards, especially with our build with the higher firing rate, is ammo capacity. Alright, so you do have to be a little bit conservative, as you might run out of ammo mid round. So that's never a good thing. You'll probably have to focus on your melee and your secondary if that comes to be. But as long as you know, collect your ammo packs and stuff like that, and you don't go hog wild on shooting everything, especially shooting at nothing, then you should be okay. Especially if you're on a team as well. If you're doing co-op play, that will definitely help. Conserve some ammo as well, since your teammates are killing mobs as well. Alright, so there we go, not too bad. And really, Xeni is one reason why I like using Xeni as a class is because that it is that mid-high tier planetary kind of mission. It gives you a better idea of how whatever I'm testing will function. You'll be able to adjust your expectations a little bit, you know, a little bit more predictably. Especially since Xeni is a popular map type, you'll definitely be playing Xeni more than once. Right? Everybody does. It's a very, very popular map for farming, for whatever reason. It's just the way it is. It's part of Warframe culture. And as we can see, it's actually functioning pretty good on Xeni. Now, given this is the first 2 rounds, we haven't even broke the first 5 rounds yet, and as we know on defense, if you watched our guide especially, on defense, you'll know that it does progressively get harder with each passing round and each passing stage, so do keep that in mind as well. Alright, but even on the earlier levels of Zini, it's still, you know, it's still performing pretty good, and still a lot more difficult than the first 2 or 3 planetary systems that you'll adventure through, let's say. So, you know, with that in mind, you'll probably be using the Braton more likely on the first couple of planetary systems that you'll play through Warframe. Keeping that in mind, and seeing how well it is actually performing on Zini, as you can see, Braton's not a bad weapon at all, actually. I actually kind of like it. It's a well-balanced weapon. You know, it has a well-balanced of power, reload, capacity. Is not exceptional in any one aspect, but it is very usable. It's a little bit underestimated, I think. Again, as we can see, it's actually performing pretty well. Not bad at all. Okay. Well, I think you guys get the picture. Again, the brand is actually quite usable for mid-end gameplay. But you probably still want to look for something a little bit better. There's definitely going to be better weapons than the Braton. I'm not saying it's the best choice by any stretch of the imagination. But, again, if you're limited in your abilities to gain new weapons, the Braton is actually quite usable. You can stick with the Braton for quite a long time and do fairly well, again, as long as you build it properly, and probably with the potato. So if you do potato and Braton, you didn't waste it. Again, it is a usable weapon. It's a very, very usable weapon. Plus, you know, you'll have people be like, why are you using Braton? And then you show it off, and you're kicking his ass in points with it, and bragging rights. So there's always that. I think you guys get the picture. Again, usable, not bad at all. So if you guys found this enjoyable, helpful, or useful in any way, send me some love, like, share, fave, and comment. Let me know your experiences with the Braton and how you built it. But most importantly, help me grow, feed me my vegetables, and please subscribe. Well, that's it from me, guys. Aldershot out.